this edition of City Spotlight. Des Moines is a great place for athletic events, whether they're at Wells Fargo Arena or the Iowa Cubs ballpark at Principal Park. We are going to take a tour quickly around and see some of the professional athletics events and talk to some of their directors and managers. And we're going to start right now with Randy Weyhofer with the Iowa Cubs. Randy, welcome to City Spotlight.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Oh, absolutely. Talk to us a little about the history of the Iowa Cubs. Baseball's gone on a long time in the city of Des Moines, and there used to be Sec Taylor Stadium, and probably before that it was something else. But talk to us a little bit about the history.
Baseball dates back, professional baseball, even to the early part of the 20th century, and AAA baseball came to Des Moines in 1969, and the Iowa Oaks were the team, a Baltimore Orioles affiliate that first year, and changed quickly to the Chicago White Sox, where we had a great relationship when the likes of Tony La Russa and some other famous people made their way, Goose Gossage, who's in the Hall of Fame. And then we joined the Chicago Cubs as their AAA affiliate in 1981 and adopted the Iowa Cubs name in 1982. And it's been that way ever since. And we're right now the 7th longest partnership between a major league team and a minor league city in the country. And 4 of those teams ahead of us are owned by their major league team. So we're really in a rare group for this long-term great relationship that we've enjoyed as a AAA affiliate of the Cubs.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about some of that past stuff too, because there's a whole series of names of baseball teams that maybe some of our viewers will remember, and maybe you could kind of step through those. And then didn't we do some special event here with night baseball?
It was the home of the very first night game. When it was just an experiment, and one of the reasons that it caught on is because Des Moines pulled it off and it went well. They had people hanging from the rafters, almost literally, when you look back at some of the old pictures, and that's really kind of what got the ball rolling, and the major league owners thinking about more people can come to night games that work during the day than can come just in the afternoon. That's a rich part of our baseball history, but we try to celebrate that past within the current ballpark. You'll see in the concourses and the concession areas the names for the Bruins and the Demons and some of the old names on the concession stands. We were even the Undertakers at one point in our single-A history.
Yeah, what was that? that was way back.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that would go over real well anymore, but it's kind of fun to look back. We have some hats for that down in the backstop store. But the Iowa Oaks is the other name that is traditionally associated with the club, and that was the first AAA name. And that was, we do some throwback jersey nights with the Iowa Oaks nights. We've got some merchandise with that and try to celebrate that as much as possible too.
Talk to us about the current facility here. This stadium, if you will, has evolved over time, and now how many people can be seated in the park now?
Our fixed capacity is 11,500, so that's all the skyboxes and the seats. And then we've got room for general admission in our picnic areas and the bleachers in right field. So we've put 12, 13, up to 14,000 people here. We even had 18,000 people for the Dave Matthews concert a couple of years ago in the fall, when we could put people on the field in front of the stage as part of that event also. So
I think you did that once for Bob Dylan too.
Yeah, there's been lots of concerts that have come through. The Dave Matthews one was the most recent. Yeah.
So talk to us about how the partnership between the ball team and the city, and because really this is a greater Des Moines piece. I mean, we have lots of partners in this endeavor.
It doesn't work without the support of the entire community. You need people coming to the games. You need support from the city of Des Moines. It's been a great relationship as part of having the stadium as part of downtown Des Moines, and really kind of a fixture here at the confluence of the rivers, and such a beautiful view with the Capitol over the wall in center field, and all the things that it takes to maintain and respond when we've had the flood situations and other things that come up, and we all work together to get through that, and it's a great relationship. But the business community and the sponsorships that we have, the season ticket holders, the fans that come twice a year, they're all important to the livelihood of the Iowa Cubs. And Des Moines, the smallest market in the Pacific Coast League where we play, but we rank annually 4th or 5th in average attendance. So I think
how many teams are in the Pacific?
16.
Wow.
So when you're competing against cities like Sacramento, California, and Albuquerque, and Nashville, and Memphis and major league towns that have other major league teams in other sports, Des Moines consistently shows their
Does Sacramento
support.
turn out more than Des Moines?
They do. They're one of the top. Sacramento is one of the top that ranks ahead of us usually. But you look at Memphis and Nashville, two great towns, and they're consistently looking up at us in the attendance standings, and they're division rivals too. Omaha, for that matter, also. So the teams that we battle against on the field, and we keep an eye on the attendance battle for the front offices. That's part of our game. But there's a great sense of cooperation in minor league baseball too. We can share ideas about promotions and try to make the fan experience as good as we can. If Memphis is doing something that works, we'll try it too, and hopefully give our fans that same kind of experience, and it works both ways.
Well, we have not only locally and regionally a good relationship with the mayors, but also, of course, Kevin Johnson, the mayor of Sacramento. He and I have some challenges going on every now and then. So next time we play him, let me know, and we'll put a little challenge out to Kevin and see how the Cubs do against the Sacramento team.
We visit them in June, so we'll have to make sure that we put up a good showing when we're out there.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Talk to us a little bit more about the season, and people get season tickets. How many games do you guys play?
We play 72 home games on 144 total. We start early April and go through Labor Day weekend, and the years that we're fortunate to make the playoffs, a couple weeks even beyond that. But it's the everyday nature of baseball, and that's one of the great things. If you can't come on Thursday, there's probably a good chance we'll be home on Friday. And if you miss this homestand, or there's going to be another one coming up soon. So the everyday nature of baseball is one of the great joys of the game. You don't have to overreact if you lose 11-1 today, because you might win 12-2 tomorrow.
Exactly.
So there's always if you don't like the way things turned out today, you can put it behind you pretty quickly and move on from a player perspective. And it gives us an opportunity to do a wide variety of promotions to entertain a wide variety of audience. You can see everybody from 2 to 102, all shapes, sizes, and colors come through the ballpark, and that's one of the great things about the baseball experience is it's universal.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that I enjoy when I have guests in that want to see Des Moines, and it's during the baseball season, we try to get them down here to see this, and they're so impressed with this park because they almost feel, some of these guys come in, from major league cities, and they really like our ballpark. Talk to us a little bit about that experience and what people can do and feel, whether it's game day or whether it's Cub Club or whatever. What are all the kind of experiences that really, and by the way, we're right on the field. It's not like we're sitting 50 yards away from the playing field.
Well, Principal Park is kind of like Des Moines and the area itself. Whatever kind of lifestyle you want to live, we can afford it to you. If you want to be in a skybox and have that major league experience with people, a waitress and waiter bringing you food and drinks during the game, we provide that experience. If you want to sit out in the bleachers with your friends and have a hot dog and yell at the outfielders, and we can provide that experience. Yeah, that's part of baseball, kind of part of the right of coming to a game. But we have the box seat experience. We have 4 different picnic areas for group outings and picnics, and not only companies but church groups, and a wide variety of people take advantage of those. We've got the fountain in right field. On hot days from the press box, I look down and it's fun to see the little wet footprints along the walkway from the kids who have gone out to the fountain and come back to their seats. We have a playground in the concourse over on the first base side. You've got a beautiful view of downtown from the right field corner, the Capitol above the wall in center field, the rivers meeting behind the right field corner, and it just provides a little bit of everything. We take a lot of pride in the outside grounds as well as what's going on inside. We can't always guarantee that we're going to have the best team year in and year out, but we can control how clean and safe the stadium is, what our customer service is like. We try to present a major league experience at a minor league price.
Well, talk to us quickly a little bit about the relationship between the Iowa Cubs and the Chicago Cubs, because we see some of the players that are really up there, all-star kind of folks that maybe get injured and they get rehab down here, and people are coming and going all the time. How does that whole thing work?
The Chicago Cubs employ the coaches and the players. They're in full control of everything that happens on the field, and then we support that with the promotions and things to do to enhance that. So there's You know, we're in charge of the uniforms and the travel and all the things that happen, but if we have a great player, we can't prevent him from going to Wrigley Field. And if we have a young player who's struggling that they feel has some promise, he's going to play even if it means that we might have a rough week if he's struggling a little bit. So they're in complete control of all the things that happen on the field, and that's really exciting here in the next couple of years. They've been touted by all the major baseball publications of having one of the top 5 farm systems in all of baseball, and we're going to see, starting this season, wave after wave of prospects making their way from AAA to the big leagues, and hopefully being part of that, whether it's Javier Baez or Chris Bryant or C.J. Edwards or some of the guys that we're hearing about through spring training in the early part of the year. It really is going to be a lot of fun to see how good these guys really are, and this will be a great test for them. So we're excited about what the Cubs have done, even though they're asking for a lot of patience from the fans at the major league level while they build up this foundation. We're going to be an important part of that foundation, and when they do well, naturally we do well, because they're going to have players here that can step in and help out up there, and it really is one of those relationships where we both can field great teams and have great seasons.
Talk to us a little bit so our viewers know. I'm assuming we still have some season tickets available.
Absolutely.
And so how would they best get in touch with the Iowa Cubs? Is it through website, or they call you on the phone, or can they do all the above?
All of the above. 243-6111 is the phone number to the switchboard to go to the ticket office, and we've got any number of people on our staff that can help take care of that. That's the same number to call if you wanted to book a skybox or a group, find out about our Knothole Gang for kids, maybe one of the best deals anywhere in professional sports. For $9, your son or daughter gets a t-shirt, a chance to participate in a clinic with the players on the field during the year, and then tickets to 5 different games, and we give them ice cream and treats when they show up. It's really a great opportunity and great for the kids. We're going to do a special autograph session for the Knothole Gang members, let them have a special batting practice session, get out on the field before the game, so we can take care of all that. You can go to iowacubs.com, and there's places to find out about all of those things under our ticket headline. It's the first thing you see in the top left-hand corner right under the logo. And
we have young people, old people, men, women, anybody can come see a ball game. I mean, we have handicap access and everything. Can you talk a little bit about that access? Because I don't want anybody to get discouraged that they can't go to a game at Principal Park and see the Iowa Cubs and feel limited in any way.
Anybody has special transportation needs with buses, with wheelchairs and things. We have, curb drop-off service. Pull right up to the front door and let you out there, make your way in. We've got an elevator to get to our mezzanine level, where our main picnic area is. It's covered by the press box, so whether there's a threat of rain or hot sun in the summer, there's always some protection for people that have concerns about being out in the elements and being exposed. We have companion seats with our handicap accessible areas, so you get a real baseball seat to sit next to the person that you're bringing to the game to share that experience with. You don't have to be isolated from your family and friends just because you're coming with a wheelchair or some other special needs. We've got ramps to get to the sitting areas. We've got an elevator in the outfield suites to get to the Cub Club restaurant. So we want to make this as inviting and accessible to anyone and everyone. Baseball is still our national pastime and a chance for everybody to enjoy it, and we mean that.
Randy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Downtown Des Moines, more exciting, more inviting, and the Iowa Cubs are a big part of that all season long. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
I guess this is my 5th year at the Menace, and I'm a local from Grimes, and obviously I keep coming back to Des Moines for a reason, and to be honest, that reason is we have a great fan base here. I think this is actually a crazy sports town that a lot of people underestimate when it comes to their sports teams. Across the board, we have the Barnstormers, we have a couple hockey teams, the Cubs in baseball, and then obviously us for soccer. And I think we give the people of Des Moines a great opportunity to get out in the summer and have a good time. And we try our best to put out a great product on the field and have fun and put on a show for our fans. And each and every year I come back and there's a better fan base the next year, and it's a great experience for all of us players to get better and enjoy our summers as well.
I went to Iowa State University. 2008 through 2011 season football. I was invited to a camp, in the NFL camp. I got cut by them. My agent thought it was a bet for me to keep my feet wet in football and keep it going. Come to Des Moines, which is only 30 minutes away from Ames. I came here, I didn't really want to play this sport because I felt like it's going to beat up my body. Well, I'm still here after, this is my second season, full season here. I actually been here 3, but this is my second full season. I feel like Des Moines is a calm place. I felt like this is home, I can go to Ames 30 minutes whenever I want to. I have so many connections here from Coach Rose and from John Pettit and Coach Hohensee, which is a blessing for me. I love this place. I mean, if I wanted to leave, I could have went back to Texas.
Welcome to City Spotlight. Here we are at Wells Fargo Arena, and with me is John Pettit, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for the Iowa Barnstormers. The Barnstormers definitely bring the cowbell to Wells Fargo Arena. Quickly tell us and tell our viewers, what's the atmosphere like during a Barnstormers game?
Well, we describe the Barnstormers games from the time that we introduced the players. It's like a giant boulder rolling downhill. You can't stop it, the momentum. By the end of the game, the players are tired, the fans are tired, everybody's tired. Yeah, they're having so much fun.
Arena football has a long history in Des Moines. Talk to us quickly a little bit so our viewers understand that haven't seen the Barnstormers or maybe have just moved here, about a little bit of that history in the Iowa Barnstormers and arena football.
Well, the Iowa Barnstormers started in '95 and, most famous for having Kurt Warner as their quarterback. And Kurt, wasn't getting a look by any NFL teams, or he was actually bagging groceries for Hy-Vee. John Gregory brought him in. He became a success in arena football and then went on to become a great player in the NFL. Arena football, was founded by Jim Foster, who's from Iowa, in 1987. So it's got a long history. People love it. The old the Vets Auditorium, the barn, brings back that type of thing, and the fans are just crazy and they love the game.
Talk to us a little bit about, arena football history, and a little bit more specifically, the Barnstormers left Des Moines for a while. And then here you are back, and hopefully more exciting than ever, but went away. How did we get back to Des Moines? How did you choose to come back to Des Moines?
Well, it's funny because I came here in 2004 with another team. And I had worked arena football many years. I love arena football. I was with the old Detroit Drive and back in Connecticut with the City Hawks. When I came here, all I ever got told was when I was with another team is that you probably know nothing about arena football, but it was very popular here. I said, I know everything there is to know about the Barnstormers and everything else. It was just always, every place you went, you talked. So, definitely started talking about trying to bring the team back. And then Jeff Lamberti, got together and got a bunch of businessmen together who decided that they wanted to try to bring it back. Called me. I had been working on it with some other groups about trying to bring it back. And really, if it wasn't for Jeff getting involved and getting the right people together, and knew that was just great. The community wanted it, the people wanted it, to bring it back, and got local owners to do it. So that's really how it came back. And one thing, we came back as AF2. But always promised if the economic model changed and that we could work it out to bring AF1 back, which is what we're in now, we would do it. And Jeff, kept his word, and we kept our word and brought it back.
That's fabulous. As people experience this game and they come down here, a lot of teams playing here. We see basketball teams, we see hockey teams, we see wrestling. What sets arena football apart from other, we'll say, indoor events?
Well, first of all, it is real football. It's real fun, and we've got real football fans as well as family, and it's close. Football fans who love the game, and we know football is king. You're never going to be able to sit closer than sitting in the same type of an arena. and being this close. You know, arena football is in-your-face football. The players come in the stands. You get to keep the football. If the football comes in the stands, you have to throw the player back.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, you're right there on top of it. Also, it's AFL, which is called the All Fun League, instead of the NFL, the No Fun League.
Yeah.
You know, our players stay out on the field for an hour after the game, sign anyone's autograph. The fans are all allowed to come down onto the field, mingle with them. Our players are out in the community and part of this community, and they love doing that.
Well, it's a fast-paced game. I mean, you know, the receivers are moving before the line. I mean,
they get a running start,
yeah.
And you've got walls. I mean, you know, people talk about, you know, the difference of the game. It's hard hitting as the NFL, and you have to deal with the walls. I mean, you know, you have to. And that's probably what the receivers have the hardest thing with is, you know, dealing with the walls. You got to get guys who are blind to that wall because they do go over the wall.
Oh yeah, you go up and catch pass and get belted into the seats.
And I'll tell you, it's a sport that women love. You know, once they come to the game, you know, we're probably about 45% women come to the game, and our motto is the men will buy the tickets and the women renew the tickets because they just I think it's because it's so fast-paced, no stop action, and they just they love the game.
Talk about our season coming up. How many games do we have? How many home games? Starts when? Goes to when? Yeah,
well, we have 18 games. 9 of them are home. We start in March. We start March 15th on the road. Our first home game is April 12th against San Antonio. Our second home game is the week later, April 19th, which is going to be the Hall of Fame game, and which is great for, you know, you talk about Des Moines and you know, we're the smallest market team, or we probably will always be the smallest market team in this. We're the Green Bay of the AFL. We have the best fans, but we hosted the game last year and the league loved it so much being here, you know, kind of where the birth of arena football, and they decided to come back and do the Hall of Fame game again this year, and are talking about maybe doing it every year. From Des Moines, Iowa. So we think that's great because it gets us great national exposure because it's
on top
CBS.
of that, we're kind of the home of arena football.
We are the home of it. And,
exactly.
And they love it, and they acknowledge that. But we're also playing the LA Kiss that night, and that's a new team that came into the league, and they're actually owned by Gene Simmons with the Kiss.
They're going to do a halftime show, maybe?
We like to see if we can get them to come here. Hopefully, we send them home losers. But
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but you know, it's a great thing.
We wish them a good time anyway.
We wish them a good time in Iowa.
Tell me, John, if somebody wants additional information about your season or anything about the Barnstormers, tell our viewers how they would get that website or.
Yep, website is theiowabarnstormers.com. Or you can call our office at 633-2255.
All right, John, thanks for being on City Spotlight, and have a great season.
Well, thank you.
You bet.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Rivers, hunting, fishing, all that outdoors activity, a lot of good paths you can take. Like, I have kids in the area, I have two boys, so really family oriented for everybody getting outdoors and just enjoying Des Moines, walking down the Des Moines River and whatnot.
I think the Midwest is one of the best places and best areas to play soccer because the people here are really great. I must say the fans, you know, playing in front of the kids, signing autographs after every game is truly a wonderful feeling.
Welcome back. With me now is Matt Homanoff from the Des Moines Menace. Matt, welcome to City Spotlight.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Let's talk a little bit about the Menace and its history and how you're doing and where we're going and all that kind of stuff. And then also, by the way, we've got women's team now too.
We do. The Menace were founded in 1994, so we're entering our 21st season here in Central Iowa. The opportunity to provide high-level soccer for players who are either in college or just finishing up their university opportunities has been a great opportunity for the franchise really since its inception. 3 years ago now, the Des Moines Menace started a women's program, and the women now play in the WPSL, the Women's Premier Soccer League, meaning that both the women's team and the men's team are the highest level of competition anywhere in the state of Iowa.
That's fabulous. Well, talk to us about this season. How does the team look for this year? Both teams, actually, the men's and the women's team, and when does your schedule start?
We have high expectations for the upcoming season. The schedule will kick off in early May with exhibition games right here at County Soccer Park and go into a regular season and hopefully postseason schedule at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. On the men's side, we return a strong core of players led by Dallas Center Grimes native Brandon Fricke, who was an all-league selection last year and has had a great career to date at Butler University. And on the women's side, it's still a very new program, relatively speaking, but Chelsea Klein from right here in Des Moines, as well as Haley Halverson from West Des Moines, will lead what is a very talented group onto the field in the WPSL season.
Now, how long does the season last?
We have a 3-month season, May, June, and July. The players who are of college age and still have college eligibility left do need to return to their college programs in early to mid-August to fulfill their scholarship requirements.
Sure.
So we make a concerted effort to play in leagues and in competitions that allows them to maintain that scholarship and college eligibility.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about how many games are going to play and how many are you going to play in the Des Moines area, and where you generally play those games?
Sure.
During the regular season as well.
Both our men's and our women's teams do play at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. They have home schedules of approximately 10 games each, depending on both preseason exhibitions, in-season tournaments, and then of course whether they make the postseason or not. So on the men's side, the range is anywhere from 8 to 14 home games, and on the women's side, just a little bit less than that, anywhere from 6 to 8 home games in a given season.
So a lot of chance for our viewers to see the Menace in action.
Absolutely.
All right, talk to us a little bit. I know that Kyle Kraus and Come and Go have been active in our community, but they're also helping a lot with youth soccer, are they not?
Absolutely. In 1999, Kyle and his family purchased the Des Moines Menace from a group of local investors that had founded it 5 years earlier. And shortly after that, decided that a Des Moines Menace Academy through the Menace Soccer Foundation, which is our nonprofit arm, was an important part of providing a full experience for soccer fans of all ages here in central Iowa. So the opportunity to provide select soccer programming for youth 11 through 18, regardless of their ability to pay what many people can understand are hefty youth soccer participation fees, is a big part of what we do. So again, 11 to 18-year-olds play in the Des Moines Menace Academy. And the ages under that fall into a new program called our U9, U10 Academy, which provides kids coming out of recreational soccer a taste of what they can expect as they get a little older. And then, of course, we have our Junior Menace program, which is for the 3 to 9-year-olds, which everyone loves to see them in jerseys that don't quite fit yet.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Let's quick talk to us about the game and the admission itself. Does it cost anything to see a Menace game, and if so, what is it?
Yes, we have great crowds at Valley Stadium, in excess of 3,000 on average. Ticket prices range from $5 for groups of 10 or more, $7 for youth 18 and under, and $9 for adults. We also have season ticket plans that include all events at Valley Stadium during the Menace season, as well as great birthday party and group options as well.
Fabulous. To get a handle on all those options, how would somebody get that information? You have a website or a phone number, and would you give it to our viewers?
Certainly. The best place to get all of your soccer information, including Menace soccer information, here in Des Moines is our website, www.menacesoccer.com, as well as calling the front office at 515-457-6366.
Matt, thanks so much for doing what you guys are doing for soccer. It's certainly across the United States has an exploding interest almost in young men, young women getting involved in it. So thanks for promoting it in Iowa, and best of luck this season.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks for being on the show.
Take care.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to City Spotlight. With me now is Todd Fredrickson, who is the president of the Iowa Wild. Welcome to City Spotlight.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, talk to us a little bit about the Iowa Wild, why Des Moines, and about your season and what's going on.
Sure. We're in the American Hockey League, and we had to relocate from Houston. We were unfortunately unable to get a renegotiated lease down at the Toyota Center. So we started looking at markets to relocate to. In the proximity of Des Moines to St. Paul, where our parent club, the Minnesota Wild, work, makes a lot of sense. So Des Moines also had AHL hockey here before. It's a beautiful building at the Wells Fargo Arena. There is a locker room ready for the boys to move in as soon as we relocated, and it's just a great facility. So it made a lot of sense.
How many teams are in the league?
30 teams in the American Hockey League. We stretch all across North America. We have a team out in St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Abbotsford, British Columbia. There's a pocket in the Midwest, a pocket in the East Coast, and a pocket down in Texas. So we really kind of stretch all of North America.
What kids that play hockey, and whether they're men that have been in it a while or young people coming up, where do they generally start their hockey and career and learn how to play hockey? I mean, are we talking about Minnesotans or Canadians, or where do these young people come from?
Really it's at the youth level, and that's something as we've come into this market. There's not that many sheets of ice in Iowa or in Des Moines area as well. You've got a few local rinks, and you've got the ice down at Wells Fargo Arena. So that's really where it starts, at the youth level, and that's something that we've really said that when we came back here to Des Moines, we'd really try and help grow the sport throughout. You look at the climate in Iowa, it's certainly cold enough to be a hockey community, and we think there's a ton of opportunity for more people to play hockey. Just to the north of Minnesota, there's, it's in the DNA, it's in the water up there, hockey. Even to the east in Illinois, there's tons of hockey. So.
Well, we've had a kind of a youth hockey team here, the Buccaneers, through the years, and they've had very successful seasons, and we've had a lot of young people go on to play professional hockey, and maybe they're possibly going to be Wild players one of these days.
Well, absolutely. We've already had a few players come through. Chad Rao, was a former Bucks player who played for our team this year until he was recently traded. So the transition from that USHL level up to the American Hockey League and then up to the NHL exists already. There's 5 USHL hockey teams in Iowa. So when we first moved here, there was kind of this notion that Des Moines or Iowa was a basketball, football market. It wasn't so knowledgeable in hockey. But you look at the number of USHL teams and the support we've gotten this year, and there's a huge hockey following here.
Talk to us just a little bit about what does somebody expect? You have lots of different programs and outreach and community involvement with the fans and everything else. Tell our viewers a little bit about that. In some of those programs?
Well, Des Moines, it's all about reaching out to the community here in Des Moines, and it's a very community-based market, that's for sure. It seems like everybody knows everybody. So we felt we needed to really kind of make some inroads. So we launched several programs this year. Our Wild About Reading program, which was a neat program that 8,000 kids participated in the fall, and essentially as they read a book, they got to write that book on an ice rink, on a sheet of paper that we gave them that looked like an ice rink, and kind of going down the ice like they were scoring their goal or scoring their reading goal if they read 3 books. And as a result of that, they got a free ticket to come to an Iowa Wild game. So it was a great way to kind of, get them reading, at the same time kind of exposing them to hockey. At the same time, in January and February this year, we launched our floor hockey program, Healthy Living Floor Hockey Program. And that was all about getting kids up and moving. We partnered with PE teachers with 60 area, Metro Des Moines area, Des Moines schools and Metro schools. We bought over 45.
Elementary schools, junior highs, high schools, all the above?
Really all the above. We started with elementary and middle schools, and then we actually had some high schools catch wind of it. Roosevelt High, for example, caught wind of it and said they wanted to participate. So
you got all those Rough Riders out there participating.
Absolutely, and we certainly, it's exposing people to the game of hockey, and it's teaching them the game of hockey. So we had 21,000 kids in January and February this year playing floor hockey with equipment that we donated to the schools that didn't have floor hockey previously. And we also donated 10.
I got to ask you about floor hockey. How do you play floor hockey?
It's very much like hockey. I mean, usually you've got 5-on-5 with a goalie, for each team as well. You know, it's plastic sticks, plastic pucks, and you know, usually played in a gymnasium. You know, and very similar. The rules are very similar.
So you run around in tennis shoes and
run around in tennis shoes and try to score the goal, and try to get the plastic puck in the net. So. You know, but for us, you know, again, it's about educating people on the game, and it's about making people become Iowa Wild fans, and that's why we wanted to provide the jerseys. So we gave all the schools that participated 10 white and 10 green Iowa Wild jerseys, because we want the kids to put on that Iowa Wild jersey and really, you know, start an affiliation with who we are in our market. And then as a result of it, they got a free ticket to come to a game.
Fabulous. So talk to us about the length of the season. How long does the season run? How many games do you play? How many are you going to play at that well?
We play 38 home games, so there's a lot of home games. 38 road as well. Our season begins in October and it ends in April. So it's a long season. It's those winter months. It's certainly a long winter in Iowa. So we're hopefully providing an entertainment option for folks that are looking for something to do when it's really cold outside.
So when is you're going to finish up? Is there a playoff season that happens? I mean, how does and I don't know whether the Wild is going to be in it, but how do they structure the whole season? And do you travel all the way up to Canada and play up there as well?
Absolutely. I mean, we're all over. You know, our road trips take us as far east as Toronto, as far west as Abbotsford, British Columbia.
In your league, are there those 30 teams in this league?
Yeah, all 30 teams are in this league.
Wow.
And every single AHL team has an NHL affiliate. We happen to be owned by the Minnesota Wild, so they're our affiliate. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense. But you know, it just depends on your position. You know, right now we're battling for a playoff spot, and you know, hopefully we can make the playoffs. And if we make the playoffs this year, it'll mirror the NHL playoffs in terms of the number of rounds. There's 4 rounds to win the Calder Cup, which is our trophy, and it's one of the hardest fought trophies for in professional sports.
Boy, I bet. Talk to us quickly so all of our viewers know. If they want additional information about the Iowa Wild or any of your other programs, how is the best way to get it? Whether it's a website or a phone number or something. It's
iowawild.com. It's probably the best place for you know, the most up-to-date information. We are all over.
Tickets too?
Tickets too. Tickets, community, mascot. We just launched our mascot recently, so appearances for him. But that's really the best way. We're also on Facebook and we're on Twitter through IA Wild. And then our phone number is 515-564-8700 for ticket information as well.
Okay, now somebody can buy single game tickets, and they could buy a season. Probably a little late in the season this year, but so looking forward to next year, they could find out information about getting season tickets and being able to be to every Wild game.
Yeah, we're taking deposits for next year already as well too. And there's, you know, we have very small partial plans and flexible partial plans where we still have 9 games left this year. So there's definitely still opportunity to get a ticket package even for this year.
Fabulous. Well, good luck, Todd. Glad you were on City Spotlight, and best of luck to you guys. And let's get Des Moines going wild.
Great, thanks.
All right.
Thanks for having us.